I was just live a second ago. Something with my phone, I had to put it down because I like hit the button, like froze up or something like that. But like I was saying, it seemed like I keep seeing a lot of people still talking about they feel like Hassan Campbell tarnished Nipsey Hussle's legacy. I don't feel like he tarnished his legacy at all. You got to think that information would have came out at some point anyway. You know what I'm saying? What better way for it to come out in the situation that it did? DJ Academic said he Whack 100 even told him about it. You know what I'm saying? So it was bound to come out regardless. And as far as the whole thing, like I was saying about the justice for Nipsey, like I'm not really into that part of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into this whole situation in the sense of trying to bring somebody to justice in the court of law for it. My whole thing with the Whack 100 tapes coming out is that this is beyond just the Nipsey Hussle thing. As far as just for me, this is what he represents in the culture as a whole. People like that as a whole, it needs to just be gone. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no room no more in the culture for people like that. That's my whole thing with it. And I still see people saying, was Hassan Campbell wrong for taping him? I don't think he was. The When it first came out, before I knew the whole extent of everything on that recording, I said that I was like, that's kind of weird you tape somebody. But once I heard it and then figured out what the extent of the whole thing was, I was like, yo, this is exactly what needed to be done. Because for one, this wasn't friend to friend recording a phone call. You know what I'm saying? This is Whack 100, a person who has no morals, no integrity, is out here doing the worst stuff you can possibly do. Everything about all the way he moves is totally not right. So recording him, I don't find no problem with that at all. You know what I'm saying? Not one bit. Second of all, people saying that some people raising the question, did Whack 100 feed this information to Hassan Campbell on purpose? You know what I'm saying? Because maybe he's trying to make a move on Big U, or maybe trying to separate himself from the whole situation because maybe he heard it, maybe he knows about something where since the trial may be coming up, that information might come out that's going to connect people around Nipsey Hussle to the situation. So maybe he could have tried to leak it and say certain stuff knowing he was being recorded, because if you figure if you're going to sit there and say certain other stuff, because I was thinking that and I was like, first I was like maybe, then I was like nah, because the fact that he talked about the Oscar De La Hoya extortion and supplying the guns thing, I was like those two things I don't think he would have said if he said this stuff on purpose and leaked it on purpose. Like maybe he had a idea Hassan Campbell was taping him, and maybe he volunteered this stuff to make it look like there's separation between him and Big U. Because maybe, like I said, there's some indictments about to come down or some information that's swirling around that maybe could possibly implicate somebody. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that, because no, there's no reason I don't see him sit. But on the other hand, if you're super smart and you feel like you really could be tied to a situation like that, you may give up other information that would incriminate you, because you can always say, see what I said on this thing? I had no idea I was being recorded. So that would give him strength to show division between him and Big U, as if like he had nothing to do with that part of it. But he gave up some other information on himself to be like, I said this, I would not have said that on purpose. You know what I'm saying? But the thing with this whole thing is this. I did a video yesterday about this whole Oscar De La Hoya tape thing. It's still an open investigation. This dude Kevin Black, who's a sex tape broker in Hollywood, is involved in the Oscar De La Hoya situation and the Kim K situation. Sex tape. Who Whack 100 is involved in both of those too. There's no way he would not be indicted right now, unless they're just building a big case. It's all the times you see somebody look like they should be in trouble. They don't always be in trouble right away, because sometimes they building a bigger case. You know what I'm saying? So it may come down the line that he may be getting charged for this. But there's no way in hell that he shouldn't be charged for this, because he's openly admitting to participating in an ongoing investigation with this whole Oscar De La Hoya thing, if nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So but like I said, I don't think he would have said the stuff about the guns and all that stuff too if he was trying to feed Hassan Campbell information in a roundabout way. on purpose. I don't see him doing that because those are heavy things to say about yourself. You're telling that you selling guns to gang members. That there alone is you don't want to get caught up in a charge like that. You're not going to volunteer that up. Maybe I could see him volunteering something else, maybe even the extortion thing, but you're not going to talk about supplying people with guns. You know what I'm saying? So that's 100% CIA type of stuff. That's CIA type of movement that he's doing. Everything about what he's doing is CIA. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like Hassan Campbell tarnished Nipsey Hussle's name at all because people already knew about this. It was bound to come out at some point. And this, if it had, if this is the reason why it came out, at least it didn't come out in vain. It came out and opened up a whole new avenue. You know what I'm saying? It came out and opened up a whole storm. You could basically say like Nipsey Hussle is getting at them through Hassan Campbell and getting back at them. You know what I'm saying? Like almost like I would think that Nipsey Hussle wouldn't have a problem with what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? And it opens up a whole new can of worms with the whole thing with the text he sent out. You know what I'm saying? Before he died, somebody got strong enemies. All the information. The reason why Big U and them. This is why these West Coast dudes. I'm not just gonna say West Coast. People that think like that. When you're still so busy trying to be this certain image and tough guy and stuff like that. If Big U and them was smart, and this is allegedly if they had something to do with the whole Nipsey Hussle thing, we know for a fact they was trying to extort him and trying to get money from the DJ Khaled video and stuff like that. But anybody who got some sense and wasn't so worried about trying to project this certain image with this big ego and everything, Big U and them should have been showing sorrow after he died. You know what I'm saying? Should have been showing. This is if they did it. I'm saying allegedly, they went about it the whole wrong way. They should have been showing sorrow in the public. They shouldn't have been saying none of that slick stuff. Because at the end of the day, when it really comes down to it, with this whole Big U situation, like I said, I'm not here for the whole justice for Nip part of it. I'm not trying to push like somebody going to jail and the rest of them. This is different from me with the whole WAC 100 thing. But at the end of the day, Big U bought this on himself. If that's the way it goes, because the way he handled the situation after the fact did nothing but draw major suspicion to himself. Everything you can possibly do to bring suspicion to yourself after Nipsey Hussle died, Big U did it. So he can't even blame nobody if it ends up that he allegedly, I'm saying, had something to do with Nipsey's death and he's part of it and he gets in trouble for it. He can't blame nobody but himself for that situation because he didn't handle this shit the right way from the door. You come out making jokes, you on Instagram, somebody put justice for Nip, you start laughing. You know what I'm saying? You do an interview with somebody talking about you got still got a contract on Victory Lap talking about hello. You know what I'm saying? He's like hello, like as a joke, like nothing Big U did it with the whole situation was smart after the fact. So if he go down for this, he bought it on himself. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to have carried the situation if allegedly if he had something to do with it. He's supposed to have carried it in the mind state with the visual to the public looking. He should have been a totally his demeanor should have been totally different. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. So he bought that on himself. On WAC 100, just how do you even you know what I'm saying? Describe what he should have did or shouldn't have did. There's a whole bunch of shit WAC 100 shouldn't have done. You know what I mean? But that's about it. That's all I'm saying. And as far as like the whole Hassan Campbell thing, I know a lot of people don't like him for whatever reason. Um, he brings to certain things on himself, certain stuff he said has made people think certain stuff, including myself, certain stuff. But at the end of the day, this situation here is bigger than just Hassan Campbell. You know what I'm saying? And WAC 100. This the way this went down is the only way that it could have went down. I got no problem with nothing that Hassan Campbell did with this whole situation as far as making this information come to the light with WAC 100. Like I listened to Hassan Campbell's live earlier, somebody was like, WAC 100 is a disease that needs to be vaccinated. And that's exactly what this situation is. WAC 100 is definitely, I'm going to say allegedly, in my opinion, definitely a CIA agent of some sort. He got to be some kind of agent. And not only that, he's out here intentionally injecting negativity and all this type of stuff into the community. intentionally. That's his job to do. Him being an agent of whatever um agency that he's a part of, whether the FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, whatever agency he's a part of and who he's working for, his objective and his job is to come out here and stir up negativity, drama, violence, everything that's to keep young black people down. You know what I'm saying? That's his job. It's not like he just got a bad personality and he just happens to be like that. No, this is this Joker's job. This is what he's out here being paid to do. I don't know if they got dirt on him. I don't know if they're holding some cases over him. I don't know if he is an undercover cop from the beginning. Maybe he got caught with some birds and this is how he's getting himself out of it. Maybe they got some bodies on him and they're like, look, if you don't do this, you're going to. I don't know what the situation is with Whack 100, but what I do feel like I know for a fact, like I said, allegedly, I do feel like I know for 100% fact that he is definitely working with an agency of some sort. Because as dumb as he been acting, he wouldn't have made it this far in life being that dumb. I don't believe, especially if you're from LA, the West Coast, and all that, Compton, and all that stuff. You wouldn't make it this far. He wouldn't be alive today if he really was that dumb. Whack 100, I'm talking about. So I feel like all the stuff he's doing and saying it because he knows he's protected. He knows nothing's going to happen to him. You can't possibly be that dumb. Let's just say he really the whole Hassan Campbell tape. He didn't know he was being recorded. That's what I believe anyway. I don't think he was like so smart that he put the information out. I believe he didn't know he was being recorded. All right, so maybe you're dumb enough to say something to somebody about crime that you just for whatever thinking that there's not going to be nothing come out about this. But you're not going to go on to DJ Academics onto a live platform where you know for a fact it's public. Not that you're assuming that you're having a private conversation. You're on a platform that you know is public and going to admit to extorting somebody to a celebrity with a open that's still an open case. You're not going to do that unless you're working for an agency. There's no way you would do that. As dumb as I think Whack 100 is, I don't even think he's that dumb. There's no way you're going to do that. The only way you're doing that is if you know for a fact you're not going to be prosecuted for it. That's just the bottom line to that. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care. There's no other way nobody can paint that for me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you got to look at the situation like because it really is bigger than what you're seeing. It's not about Hassan Campbell being who he is and then Whack 100 being who he is as a person. It's about you figure a person like Whack 100 gets caught up on his stuff and has to pay consequences for it. You know what I'm saying? Gets exposed for the shit he's doing. That will give the people that are under his thumb, whoever's worried about him, strength to stand up against stuff like that. And that will cause other people who are living under these type of circumstances, you know what I'm saying, to not go for it. Because this shit is really was ruining the industry, is ruining a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? The major review. Shout out to you since I missed your old videos. Yeah, me too, man. I missed the old channel when I was really 100% into it. You know what I mean? But yeah, like so this shit is bigger than what it looks like. Cause Whack 100 is, you gotta look at it like this. Most people are stupid. Most people are dumb, and I don't see that like being arrogant. Like I feel like I'm so smart. It's just that I'm a certain age. A lot of these younger people are being raised only on the internet. It's easy to it's easy to manipulate people like that because they don't really know what reality is about. You know what I'm saying? As you can still see, Whack 100 can still go into a clubhouse room. You know what I'm saying? Planet X Entertainment, salute to you. Whack 100 can still go into a clubhouse room, and as long as he yells loud enough, looks tough enough while he says it, and says it a certain way, people will still sit there and fall into the argument he's trying to present. When in reality, there is no argument to be made. You know what I'm saying? Everything Hassan Campbell has put out already is already enough. You don't even need to put. And this is another thing I'll say. If Hassan Campbell was to see this, don't put no more tapes out. Whatever you got, keep it. I would, if I was Hassan Campbell, I wouldn't put no more of this stuff out because you might need to hold on to it for some kind of collateral for something else or some type of other situation. So if I was you, I wouldn't even put no more of the tapes out. You, what was out already with Black 100. is enough. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing else that needs to be done or seen or said or heard. It's already enough. 'Cause like I said, my part of it, I'm not here trying to prosecute nobody. I don't need to hear specific proof about certain stuff like Nipsey and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So both bozos. Whack 100 is definitely a bozo, and I ain't gonna sit here in front. I'm giving Hassan Campbell his props for this, man, because this was something that needed to be done. But if I was him, I wouldn't put no more of the tape out. I would keep whatever you got in safekeeping. That's what I would do. Put it up, put some instructions with it for somebody else to, whatever got to happen if something happens, put it out, however they got to put it out. And that's what I would do. Because there's really nothing else needs to come out. Anybody who's in business with Whack 100 on that level of it, you heard enough to not be in business with him no more. So if you heard, and there's the other thing you got to think about. Let me just finish that real quick before I move on. If anybody in business with Whack 100, you've seen and heard enough already to know that you shouldn't be in business with him. So if you stay in business with him, then it's your own fault when this shit goes down and backfires on you. If you're in the criminal world with him, you've seen and heard enough to know that you should not be involved in the criminal world with him because he's on the phone talking to somebody he don't know about major stuff. So that right there, if you on crime with him, you should know to not mess with him no more because it's only a matter of time. So business is covered, crime is covered. If you somebody looking for a adult father type figure, a big brother, a gang leader, anything like that, you heard enough also to know that you're following a goddamn fool into the damn ground if you keep following this dude. So as far as I'm concerned, enough has come out already for where it should be in rap with Whack 100. And like I heard somebody say on Hassan Campbell's thing earlier, the live is highly ironic. You don't see this story nowhere. You don't see it in the Shade Room. You don't see it on TMZ, the Breakfast Club. No big platforms are talking about this, and this is the biggest thing going on in the hip hop industry right now for the past couple of days. No doubt about it. First the Will Smith stuff, Benzino stuff, now this, and Mike Tyson thing for a minute, but not like this. So I don't understand how no major platforms pick this story up. So that should tell you something right there. You know what I'm saying? Whack 100. A lot of people are in business with Whack 100. That's one reason why people ain't going to pick it up. A lot of people. And I'm sure he got dirt on a lot of people. Like they said, the sex tapes with the Oscar De La Hoya and Ray J sex tape, the broker, the dude, Kevin Blatt, they call him a Hollywood broker. You know what I'm saying? That's what they call him, a Hollywood broker, a Hollywood sex tape broker, they call him. But trust and believe that's not where it stops. This is a extortion ring. He's the face of the part of the ring to where they could present it to the public and approach the person and try to turn it into money or distribute it, however they're going to do it. But make no mistake about it, he's part of an extortion ring. You know what I'm saying? So all this alleged, I'll say allegedly, because we don't want to. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? But so that's about it. Like I said, I feel like Hassan Campbell shouldn't put no more tape out. Whatever you got left, keep it. Um, and that's what I would do to protect. You know what I'm saying? As collateral safety, something like that. It ain't worth putting out. We don't need it. We really don't need to hear it no more, as far as I'm concerned. All that other stuff with the prosecution, if it's something like that, I wouldn't. I'm not getting into that part of it. I've seen enough to be satisfied already to justify how I've been feeling. If people were seeing me make videos about Whack 100, I feel justified 100% now. You know what I'm saying? I know it ain't just me. So that's about it. I know this thing is flagged. It would never let no more than like 3 people get in here. But that's about it, man. Shout out to everybody that came through. Hold your head. Hit that like button before you dip whenever you see it on the playback. And I'll be waiting to see what happens next. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like Hassan Campbell should put no more tapes out, but if he does, I will be right there to watch it immediately. You know what I'm saying? So that's about it, man.